Hey kids, welcome back to another little book reading time. This week's book I'm super excited to share with you all because it's about pirates. When I was young, I absolutely loved pirates. In fact, I wanted to be one when I grew up. And so that's all that this week's book is about. It's called Everything I Know About Pirates. You can see the cool little picture there, and it's written by Tom Lichtenheld. And there are some absolutely fantastic photos and pictures throughout this book. So, Everything I Know About Pirates, a collection of made-up facts, educated guesses, and silly pictures about the bad guys of the sea. All right. I don't know much about pirates, but I know enough to draw some pictures. And I can make up enough to draw some more pictures. The most important thing I know about pirates, as I remember, is that they're mean. Everything about them comes from meanness. Their looks, their manners, or lack thereof, their boats, and even their language. First, let's look at a pirate's wardrobe. On their feet, pirates always wear boots. Because pirates are thieves, their boots are usually stolen, which means the boots are too big. That's why they have to fold their boots at the top, so that their boots won't cover at the bottom edges of their pants, which are really, really cool. You can see a little picture of a boot here. Pirate pants are always black, but can be made of any material available. Cotton is a classic. Wool drapes nicely, but the practical pirate chooses a fast-drying nylon. Notice the shark bite helms. Most pirates have walked the plank at least once, and that's how their pants got this snazzy pattern along the bottom. You can see the pattern right there. Pirate shirts are usually striped. They're probably stolen from the British Navy, or maybe they're in old prison uniforms. Anyway, the horizontal stripes make the pirates look wider and bigger and meaner than they really are. Also notice that most pirates use rope for a belt, and that they have their own secret rope belt, knots, revealed in this top secret pirate diagram. You can see here they've got all sorts of knots that you can tie up here with your pirate belt. The head pirate, usually the boss, gets to wear a really spoofy white shirt with baggy sleeves that look cool during sword fights. These shirts are purchased at formal wear rental outlet stores. They're usually old and smelly, but pirates don't care because they're old and smelly too. Also notice that the boss pirate doesn't wear a rope belt. He gets to wear a big, wide black belt with a shiny gold swashbuckling buckle. See the belt and the sword? If a pirate embarrasses his pirate buddies by losing his courage in the heat of battle, they'll sneak into his room at night and sew the legs of his pants together. That way, the easily frightened pirate can't run away in the middle of a sword fight. This is where the term scaredy pants actually comes from. You can see there's a pirate there with the scaredy pants all sewn together. Pirates like to wear hats, but they're not too fussy about them. They are, however, quite particular about their eye patches. Pirates often get their eyes poked out when they walk the plank, and a clumsy old swordfish pokes them in the eye. In fact, pirates have lots of mishaps, which is why they sport hooks in place of hands and wooden poles in place of legs. The way a pirate loses his leg is when he goes swimming in the ocean and he puts his toe in the water to see if it's cold, and a big shark comes along and bites his leg off. Pirates with lots of peg legs and eye patches and hooks are the scariest kind, but that doesn't make much sense because it really just means they're clumsy guys and not necessarily mean. Go figure. Pirates go in for fashion accessories that make a visual statement, which is good because their verbal communication consists largely of belches and grunts. They like to wear shiny earrings, mean-looking tattoos, and oversized pinky rings. Of course, any pirate worth his sea salt has to have a nasty old parrot perched on his shoulder, and they're not named Polly either. They have big, hairy names like Butch or Spike. Pirates are also careful to stay good and stinky. They eat lots of garlic and never take baths. If a pirate gets caught in the rain and gets accidentally clean, he'll go down to the poop deck and sit in a pile of fish guts until he works up a good nostril-burning stink. Pirates are also fussy about their hair. The desired look is kind of matted and crusty, like one of my cat's puked up hairballs. And when pirates finally get their outfits and hairdos worked out, they get busy attacking other people's ships and stealing their stuff. Sometimes it takes more than body odor, missing limbs, and tattered old clothes to frighten people completely off their ships. In these cases, pirates will use their weapons. Their favorite weapon is the trusty old sword because it's maintenance-free, lightweight, and versatile in battle. It slices, it dices, it makes french fries out of French sailors. Pirates also like cannons because they're loud and smelly, and on those rare occasions when they're aimed accurately, there's nothing like a cannonball for putting a big old hole in somebody else's ship. When not being used in battle, cannons make great paperweights to keep the secret treasure maps from flying all over. You see the pirates going to battle there? This one's got a toilet plunger. Here's the most important thing, the pirate ship. Pirates don't actually build their own ships because they're too clumsy and they're too afraid to use power tools. Besides, they're too lazy to do that much work. So they go to nautical history museums and steal the ships while museum guards are busy shushing groups of rowdy school children. Then they put the skull and crossbones all over the sails and throw rotten garbage around until it starts to feel like home. Pirate ships are designed for maximum chaos during battle. That's why pirates keep lots of loose cannons and cannonballs on board, which roll around willy-nilly in the heat of battle. They also use gunpowder because it smells like rotten eggs. Yum! Meanwhile, some of the pirates are climbing up the jungle gyms like one-eyed monkeys and yelling nasty, mean stuff like "Avasti, vermin," and "Swab the deck yourself, Larry." Eventually, all the pirates get bored with the fighting and get together over a root beer and tell lies about how mean they were in battle. Here's the deal with the plank. You can see the plank right here, okay? If a pirate was really, really bad, like if he spilled pancake syrup all over the secret treasure map, he'd have to walk the plank as a punishment. A really sturdy plank is made out of solid oak and mounted to the ship with 1/4-inch brass lag bolts and then coated with a marine-grade varnish. But one of those old boards that your dad has piled up behind the garage would probably work just fine. Sometimes, when there weren't too many hungry sharks around, pirates would use the plank to practice their fancy diving tricks. They invented the cannonball. But this has become a rarity due to the high cost of liability insurance. In a tragic loss to the world of sports, pirates haven't had an Olympic diving team since the late 1700s. The purpose behind a pirate's life, besides meanness, is to hunt for buried treasure because it's a lot easier to rob it from other ships. And you get to carry around some cool maps called secret treasure maps. These really cool maps were printed on waterproof paper to make it look like crusty old parchment. See the map here? Sometimes a pirate would refuse to use a map at all and just wander aimlessly around the ocean, refusing to even stop to ask for directions. They were usually dad pirates. Some secret treasure maps were so big that the pirates would have to roll them up and put them up way high out of reach, like these guys are doing in this rare and valuable pirate photo. And when the pirates followed the map successfully, they would find a huge black X printed on the ground. This always marked the spot for buried treasure, except when that first time when it turned out to be a priceless piece of modern art. Then they dig up a big old steamer trunk chock full of gold coins, jewelry, and high-end Japanese electronics, although they would settle for anything shiny. Then they would split up the booty, that's pirate talk for stolen goods, amongst the crew. They'd be pretty pooped out after all this map-reading, hole-digging, and booty-splitting, so they'd sit down and celebrate over a glass of punch. Pirates like punch because they get to say to each other, "Hey, how about a little punch?" Then they haul off and punch each other. The next day, the pirates would get up, draw a new, even cooler secret treasure map. It's important that the pirates look mean and cool at all times. Otherwise, they can be confused or mistaken for just surly, badly dressed sailors. So when they're not busy stealing other people's clothing, getting their legs bitten off, or doing cannonball dives, pirates practice their jaunty pirate poses. Plus, they have a special way of smiling, so their true meanness still shows through. It's called the pirate sneer. And it looks like this. That's the pirate sneer right there. What about food? Pirates gotta eat too. Since there aren't many McDonald's restaurants on the high seas, pirates have to use their wits to rustle up some grub. Pirates eat a lot of cafeteria food, which they swipe from fish schools. When they're feeling especially mean and hungry, they like to eat fish fingers. If all else fails, pirates will eat the food they brought on board, which is usually dried biscuits that get infested with weevils and maggots. They eat the weevils and maggots, then use the hard rock biscuits to play their favorite game called Conk the Captain. You can see that he just conked the captain right there. And most pirate voyages include complimentary peanuts and beverages. Besides punch, they prefer rum, which pirates like to sing about at Christmas time. Ho, 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 and a bottle of rum. Now, if all this pirate stuff sounds good to you, the first thing you're going to need is a decent, nasty pirate name. Use this handy chart to create one for yourself. Any combination is guaranteed to be an authentic, mean pirate name. It's also important that you have your very own pirate name by the time you go to the annual pirate convention, because they're not going to let you in with a name like Nathan or Ashley. It's also important that you know how to talk like a pirate, so I've included a list of pirate words on the next page. Once you memorize a few pirate words, get yourself a pirate name and the perfect pirate sneer. You'll be ready to shove off into the nasty world of piratedom. That's it. Everything I know about pirates. If you think I've forgotten anything, feel free to make it up for yourself. And that's it. Everything I know about pirates. A really fun and silly book, and I hope you all enjoyed it, and I hope you all get a chance to practice your own pirate sneer and pirate name as you go out and be the best pirate that you can be.